What's poppin' off, people? You know, I always thought us black people were always the latest to the party, but then I met Tox. Those blind Mexicans are giving us a run for our money. But anywho, I'm out here single again. Go on and assume I'm a strong, independent black woman. But I do yearn. Being single again during a relationship recession ain't the vibe. Google it. It's real. They burned the boyfriend factory down. Husband industry? Baby, that's in full decline. You have grown men out here standing in line at Weenie Hut Juniors because a simple "what are we" turns them into one. I'm out here deeper than the Mariana Trench in dating. You're probably asking yourself, well, Ashley, what's deeper than the Mariana Trench? Other than this pussy. Hell. Picture this. When you're now impressed by the men who speak in full sentences because the other men only communicate in grunts, you're in hell. And that's why I do find myself missing my ex sometimes. I'm only human. He was a real lover boy out here looking for a wife. In 2026. That's a rare Pokemon. But then I have to remind myself why exactly we broke up in the first place. And I realized these streets are where I need to stay at the moment. Our relationship had 3 fatal flaws. The first fatal flaw was that he had an emotional support ex-girlfriend. They text each other daily. Emotional support. They split 2 pit bulls and a cat together 50-50 like they were children. I hated that shit. And I'm the most stereotypical dog mom in LA. Yes, my dog's name is Sasha Fierce. And yes, she knows she's named after Auntie Beyonce. That's my baby. But in the context of splitting her 50-50 with an ex-boyfriend, I have to admit to my baby, being an animal at the end of the day, as much as I cherish her, that's my worst nightmare. That's some white people shit. And I know this is exactly what I get for dating white men. I have to apologize to my people in the audience tonight. My dating history has been a bit colonized. They always have to tell me, Ashley, you're like my first black girl. And I always have to be like, and you're my 500th cliche. When you have an affinity for white boys like me, sometimes you find yourself in predicaments you would have never found yourself in, but they can only see past their white privilege. Such as fatal flaw number 2 with my ex. His biggest dream was to move to Seattle. Not only is it too cold and too wet up there for me, but did you guys know they have a black population of only 11%? That's one unseasoned city. No wonder you never hear about the food coming out of there. The 11 black folks in town are stretched a bit thin. He also has a love for some of the whitest hip-hop. One time, he made me a playlist that had Macklemore on it. You know, the same corny thrift shop rapper that stole the Best New Artist Grammy from Kendrick. Macklemore only got big because he was at the right place at the right time. The third and final flaw with my ex was when he told me he needed to be a dad. Completely out of left field. Needed to leave a legacy. Listen up, men. The only legacy you're leaving behind for the next generation, if you're not a billionaire, is diabetes and depression. You talking about legacies? And Houston, we have a problem. I'm the CEO of Fuck Them Kids. The dictionary definition of a child-free dog lady. Did you guys know the Gen Alpha boys are so porn addicted and screen brained that they lock themselves in their room all day to goon? Don't you dare ask me what gooning is, because if you don't know, stay blessed. They're giving themselves ED by 17. Miss me with that parenting shit. And believe me, I would love to fall in love with a fellow child-free man. But unfortunately, they're all trying to play who can cosplay Peter Pan the best, and they're all tied for first place. It's ridiculous out here. Y'all don't want to be out here. It's gotten to the point I'm kind of sick of men. All they do is piss me off. I block them. They're just got to stick to what they're good at. Because it's not being an Instacart shopper. I'm about to write to my congressman to get him banned. I'm not even being misandrist. I just beg for a human that has the cognitive ability to tell one item that is similar to from another. Just like the kindergartners do it. Once, I had to order an emergency box of tampons. Only item in my Instacart that day. Once I got assigned a male shopper, I knew it was over for me. The grave mistakes I made that day were smoking an indica pre-roll and immediately logging off the app as soon as I made my purchase. If only I had a time machine to go back to that day and say, Ashley, you a danger girl. I would. I also forgot to sign up for any replacement items for this emergency box of tampons. Critical error. According to the male shopper, the store was all out of tampons that day. Now I'm just picturing the feminine hygiene aisle looking like an Israeli war zone. Blown up, barren, since every single woman in Los Angeles needed tampons from that exact store that day. You know, I would have accepted a Diva cup. I would have accepted pads. Heck, I would have accepted paper towels. Nothing could have prepared me for what showed up at my door that day. Jif peanut butter. Boys, I need to know how we got here. Jif ain't even absorbent. I also want to talk to whoever told this man to put peanut butter up the pussy. First y'all can't find the clits, and now this. Gee, I sure hope men are never in charge of women's bodies someday. That'd be really bad for us. So I know I mentioned I was child-free earlier, but what really grinds my gears is when people assume I don't like innocent children. I think kids are hilarious. Have you ever seen a 10-year-old's TikTok? It's chaos. As a 90s kid, I was busy watching Power Rangers. These kids are watching AI fruits cheat on each other. The children are watching Watermelonina get knocked up by Benanito. It's wild out here. They also got Scientology all scared, as they've been speedrunning their buildings, dressed as Jesus and Sonic the Hedgehog, screaming, "Where's Xenu?" Scientology has not been this relevant since Tom Cruise jumped on Oprah's couch. Those kids got the cult scared straight, too, as they removed the handles from the outside of the buildings to try to prevent more raids from happening. I remember a time when they were only locking people in from the inside. Us millennials could never, man. We were always told, don't talk to those people. Don't you go in those buildings. These kids give zero fucks. They're in there mapping the buildings and putting them on Roblox. Scientology went from a kind of scary human trafficking cult to Jane and Caden's favorite RPG. You guys can follow me at Culture Clash Ash. My name is Ashley Warren.